Sonjay with Talent in the Bay Area, showcasing talent in the Bay Area. And today we're going to be talking to Regina Evans, which is the mama of Oakland that I heard. And I want to know about this woman that I've heard so much about. What is it that you do, Regina?
I work as an abolitionist, modern day abolitionist, helping people out of sex trafficking and helping to restore them.
And tonight they're celebrating you.
Yes.
Okay,
for my 55th birthday.
For your 55th birthday.
Because I have not had a birthday in 30 years. Birthday party in 30 years.
30 years?
Yes.
So the last time you had a birthday, what was 25? You were 25 years old. And now they're celebrating.
I was actually 24.
You was 24. Oh, yeah, and then you turned 25. I'm still 25. So you have been working out here in Oakland, okay, creating a platform for women, men, children, it doesn't matter who they are, to take them off the street.
So basically, because I'm a survivor of trafficking, and you know, I was living in Australia and I just felt led back here, and so it's just been a whole journey of trying to figure out where I fit into the abolitionist movement. And so I just started creating, I started creating plays. Right. Know what I was doing, but I just felt like I should do that. And then I just kept going, and then I was able to open the store.
Wow.
With faith, because I had literally no money.
No money at all.
No money.
I mean, I remember.
No money.
No,
I had no money.
No.
Like, seriously.
No, I remember when I first met you.
Yes.
And you told me your story and your struggle and everything, and you were doing the play. And first it was a full cast play. And as time went by, it's a one-woman show.
Right, because I didn't know what I was doing.
That's okay.
And so I was like, well, if I make it just a one-woman show, I felt like I could learn without injuring people, and I could just learn my trade.
Right.
And so I just made it like a one-woman show. And so I learned how to do, I did like producing, I directed myself, I did my stage management, I made my costumes, I made my stage props, I did all of that.
So, I mean, this really was a one-woman show. When they say one woman, you did everything.
Yep.
Lighting as well?
I did my lighting. I did my
backdrop?
Sound. Yep, I did everything.
You did everything?
Yes, but I know how to do lighting really well now. And I did all my sound cues. I did everything.
Wow.
And so I know how to create like a whole play.
Whole play.
The whole thing. Although I don't do it anymore. I brought, like we just had ceremony and everybody had a part. But I was able to teach them because I had learned that myself.
I mean, and you just gave me a mouthful on this play. What was the title and what was it about?
52 letters?
Yeah, I mean, I know what it's about, but I think the audience want to know.
52 letters actually looks at sex trafficking through the eyes of African-American slavery because it's very similar.
Right.
And so you have oppression, you have subjugation, rape, the beating down of your will, sold for economic gain. So all of those things.
Right.
And so I look at it, I do it on a slave auction block.
Okay.
And so my props are a slave auction block, and I use dolls.
Okay.
And when I first started, I had like maybe 6 auction blocks.
Okay.
And I moved from one to the other, and then I had one in the middle. And I made all of those and stuff. And then I just was like, okay, I'm just going to have the one. And so I just do the whole thing from there.
Wow.
And so that's basically, I'm a storyteller.
Right.
And so I pulled pieces of it from what happened to me, and then from other people's stories, because all I could hear was tell their stories.
Right.
Tell their stories. And it's like fire. It's strong medicine. It is very strong medicine. So I always issue like a trigger warning. And I always make sure that I kind of calm the audience down. And there have been a couple occasions where I'm like, no, they don't need to be calmed down. I'm out.
Yeah.
Y'all deal with it.
Wow.
I've done that.
Oh, okay.
And I've done that. I'm just like, you guys sit with it.
Yeah, and deal with it.
Yeah, you
and
sit
see
with
how
it.
I feel. You can see how,
Sit with it. And I have had, when I was at the Fringe Festival, I had one man come up to me and he said, did you write that? And I said, yeah. And he said, well, it's almost too much. And I said to him, I said, you just got like a little bit over an hour of what a child goes through 24/7.
Right.
And so he was like, I was like, oh.
That's what you're trying to say. It's too much.
It's too
That's what
much.
you're trying to
Exactly.
say. That
Yeah,
that's what that
exactly.
child is probably saying.
Exactly.
This is too much.
It's
and
too much.
How can I deal with this?
Yeah, it's too
so
much.
if he's saying
just
it's too
watching
much,
it.
yeah,
For
and
a
it's
little
too
bit
much.
over an hour. He was like, it's almost too much.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And got to find a way to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that you call the White House.
The White House called me.
Oh, the White House called. Okay.
Yes, because, so remember when we were doing Echo? And
That's what the name of it was. Because I kept saying, I don't remember it being 52 letters.
Also, but I wrote a whole different one. So I just did it, wrote it.
Okay.
So Echo, when I was doing Echo, remember Grace?
Mm-hmm.
Grace was like, you should contact the White House.
Okay.
And she was like, you should contact the White House 3 times.
Okay.
She was very specific. I was like, okay, so I did that.
Right.
And then, and invite them, and I sent a little clip with Erin. Remember little Erin, who's actually now in college now. And
she's the one that I taught
she
the
was
dance.
the little girl who was, she was like girl 1. She was a little girl in the play.
Okay.
And so I did that. Of course, I didn't hear anything. And then I did, I took Echo to San Francisco. The whole thing fell apart. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I've tried my best. So I went back into retail. I went into retail, low-level retail management.
And you hated it.
Whew, girl. I was like, this is horrible. I remember I used to cry so much. And I was kind of like couch surfing, homeless. You know, my mom and I had fallen out because she didn't understand what was going on. I was like, I felt like I was following the call of God in my life, but nothing in my life made sense.
Okay.
And so it's not her fault because she was like, what is going on with my child? And I'm like, I'm following the call of God on my life. So everything's looking all crazy,
I'm being patient here.
Yeah. And so she was just like, I don't know. So anyway, so I'm going through this like crazy time in my life. And then we mended our relationship. And so I moved back home, and I came home one day and she said, the White House called. So she took the call. I didn't even take the call.
Wow. Okay.
So, but mind you, this is like 2 years after we had done Echo in San Francisco, maybe 2.5 years later, about 2.5 years later. And I was like, for what? And she said that President Obama had some aide named Kristen call to say he had read everything that I had sent. He had seen the clip of Erin. Okay. Yes. So he saw Erin.
He saw the clip.
Yeah, he saw the clip with Erin, which was really amazing. And that he couldn't come to the play. I was like, I am so confused right now. I'm not doing any plays.
Right.
And so now I was like, that has got to be a sign for me to start writing again.
Okay.
Because how often do you have the White House call?
Not
that
often.
Just like does not
at all
happen. And so I was like, maybe I just need to start, because I had stopped everything.
Yeah.
And so it's like I just prayed, and I actually called a friend named Justin Dillon. Well, he's a friend of a friend, but he started a organization. Well, now it was called Slavery Footprints, but it's called Made in a Free World now. And he was an artist, and he has an amazing organization that sheds light on trafficking. And so I just said, can I come and talk to you? And he said, yeah, come in. And he gave me a piece of advice. He said, what are you hearing? And I said, I'm just hearing to sit with to tell their stories.
Right.
And he said, well, write and sit with it. And he said, a true artist is able to do this, to sit with their creativity and to kind of hoover over it, not put it out there, just hoover over it and hover over it and love it. And when it's ready, it will tell you.
Okay.
And so that's what I did.
That's what you did.
And when I was ready, I looked for an incubator with all women, and I found one at Exit Theater in San Francisco. And so I did that, and then they loved it, and they kept kind of giving me more skills, giving me places to perform. They got me into a couple festivals, and then I got into the Fringe Festival, and then the play won Best of Fringe, and then that was it.
And it's been gone on ever
And then
since.
I've performed all over Stanford, Berkeley. I've done it at the Marsh. I've done it at the flight deck. I've done it here.
I mean, you're all over the social media. You're
I've
all
done
over.
I've done it everywhere. And then I just, then I opened the store.
And how long has this store been open?
I'm in my third year now.
You're in your third year.
Woo!
And what's it called?
Regina's Door.
What does that represent, though? Regina's Door.
So Regina means queen.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's the queen's door, the door of hope. It's the antithesis to the door of no return.
Oh.
So when you walk in here, you are loved. Hopefully some parts of your life will be healed.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be in community with people. You can come into the space and make huge mistakes and nobody's gonna
Judge you.
Yeah. It's just like an open space.
Okay.
And, but I serve, survivors of trafficking, young artists, homeless women, homeless youth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like a space of love. So I don't really have a program.
Mm-hmm.
I do holistic wellness.
Okay.
And so we do circles here. We do healing circles. I pull them in to create artistic endeavors. Like I just hired 30 young brown and black artists to do ceremony.
Okay.
And so that was such a huge success that we're doing at the flight deck in December, and then we're doing it at the Grand Lake Theater. We've been asked to do it at the Grand Lake Theater in February to open for a movie that's on trafficking.
Wow.
Yeah. So
so this has become your whole life. This is who Regina is. I mean, how would you really describe yourself?
I would describe myself as almost like a bird. Like a bird.
Like a bird?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, birds come different ways.
I'm a
in a cage?
No, I'm wild.
You're wild. You're a wild bird.
Yeah,
wild and free.
And free. Like goose. Have you when geese take off, they're like their flight is like whoo. They don't look like cool. They like crazy.
They already hit turbulence on the ground before they take
off. They're like.
Well, who is your supporters? I mean, who supports you? Whether it's financially, emotionally, who are your supporters in Oakland?
Oh my gosh, but there's so many people. But like my main person financially is my mom.
Okay.
But my landlord here, the Weinsteins have been amazing. They have like X'd my rent out for a couple months. They've paid my lights for like 6 months. They have never lifted my rent. They're like, you stay as long as you want to. I have a long-term lease.
Wow.
So that's a really good supporter. But I have like a lot of people who are supporters.
Who support you.
Yeah, I'm in a group called House Full of Black Women that's headed by started by Amara Tabor Smith and Alan Sebastian Chang.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, these women in House Full, they're like artists, healers, amazing. Lovers of life, love healing the community. So they're like my teachers.
Evans, I'm Sonjay with Showcasing Talent in the Bay Area and looking forward to seeing so much more from you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I should.
God bless you.
Yes,
and thank you.
my sister.